get ready to rumble!
Benzinga Nation, jam-packed show today. Peloton up 5%.
What's up, disciplined investor?
We got Benzinga CEO Jason Raznick here with us.
The man, the myth, the legend, Tom Nash.
Peter Schiff on the Power Hour with us live today.
Interesting, different, unique, innovative companies.
Mia, you are live with us on the Power Hour. What's up?
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Jessica Billingsley, that is the CEO of Akerna.
The best trade idea resource out there. Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Monday evening. If you're on the West Coast, I guess it's, Monday late afternoon, maybe 5 o'clock. Is that late afternoon? Is that evening? I don't know. It's evening for all of us. What's up, everybody? Regardless, it's a Monday. We are happy to be here, joined once again by Mr. Ruell Black, Black Rue Investing. And we've been on quite the crypto NFT blockchain kick. And I'm going to tell you guys what's going to make this different than a lot of the other crypto streams that you watch is that Ruell is darn good at making it very actionable, right? We're not going to be speaking about Bitcoin theoretically or just sort of talking about HODL. We are going to be actually digging into whether here are some interesting plays, right? And Ruell breaks us down. He takes us through, hey, here are some of the safer plays to get into and the ones that he's in. And then also we get the ones that we all like, the more speculative plays, right? Here are the more speculative up and coming coins or projects to watch out for. But Ruell, what's up, man? How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty nice day here in Arizona. I'm great.
How warm is it?
Oh my God, maybe like 90. A little breeze. Not too bad.
That's too damn hot.
Oh, really?
It's like we're too cold in Michigan. It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
What?
Shout out fellow Midwesterners. Yes, we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow. Late April snow, April 20th, 420. Wow. So you did this for years, Ruell. How long did you live in Detroit, Michigan for?
God,
20, 30 years?
Yeah, a good like 25, 26 years.
So you can't tell me you're surprised by snow in April. You've seen it.
A little bit. Usually by this time it's done.
I know, usually. But hey,
Yeah,
that's what happens.
That's what I got away from. But now I get any little bit of cold, I'm like a wuss because I've been out here for 4 years. It's like,
Yep.
It's terrible.
But all right, man. Why don't you take us through what we are talking about today? And guys, if you're hanging out with us, I'm going to ask you smash that like button, share the stream, and drop anything you want us to talk about. Right? We're not doing this for our enjoyment, even though we very much enjoy each other's company.
Oh yeah,
and like spending time together. But we're doing it for you guys. So if you have anything particular for us to watch or check out, let us know. But Ruell, take us through what's on the docket today.
So first, we're going to talk a little Vechain, and this is the value that you get with the Ruell report when we were talking about it. And special thanks to Aaron Bree, he brought it up. And let's go like 4 hours, 3 hours out. We'll get rid of all the volume stuff. We don't need to see that. So when we brought it up, it was the 12th. And on the 12th, it was around 14 cents.
And when you say we brought it up, you're taking a little bit of credit. Shout out Zinger Nation, member of the chat bringing it up. Or did you call this one?
No, Aaron did. Aaron Bry brought it up.
No shit. All right, producer AB coming up with a good idea.
So got to give Aaron his props. I've been holding it for a while actually, but Aaron brought it up, so we gotta give my man some props.
Okay, all right, I like it.
So 14 cents. It was literally at 14 cents. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say we can call it. Like it was around 12, 13 cents when we talked about it. It got up to 26. I'm going to go ahead and call that a home run, 100% gain. So that's the type of value you get with us here. So let's Why in the hell won't this go down? I don't know why. Okay, so let's get into VeChain a little bit. Did some deep diving on VeChain, and what I found out about VeChain is a supply chain crypto. So it's all about making sure that the supply chain works. There's no downtime in supply chain, and supply chain has been very, very, very important this year due to the whole like semiconductor shortage. That was a supply chain issue. Um, the coronavirus vaccine, there were supply chain issues there. I think it
Could
was
you go full
Moderna.
screen for us, please?
Sure, sure. I think it was Moderna or someone that had to. Oh, not share.
Oh,
Moderna had to. What's that? Moderna had to like move their vaccine back a month because they just didn't have a supply chain in place. Then there's the whole Suez Canal thing that like a tanker or something blocked the Suez Canal, and like nothing could get through there for like 13 days. So
yeah, that was a problem. Not ideal.
you have if you have stuff like this in place, um, then you're less likely to have issues like this. So, ton of a need for it. But when I looked up VeChain, they had so many partners. I was like, okay, there must be some like some something must be purposely holding this down because it has so many partners and so much stuff going on with it that there's no way it should even be at 22 cents right now. So as you can see here, Walmart China, they're partnered with them to trace food products. So that's really big, and we all know how many people there are in China and how China is a really big economy. So with them being a part of Walmart China, that's huge. But
Hmm.
then I also found out they were doing Sam's Club and Tyson China.
Okay. So
To
they have big
control.
deals. They have big real deals is sort of the point that you're getting at, correct?
Exactly. And then most recently, they signed a deal with Salesforce, where Salesforce is just gonna try it out, make sure that it's good, and then move it into all the other things that Salesforce does. And Salesforce,
So explain this to me, right? So you have like the Tyson's using this project. How does that impact the price of the token, right? So if I'm thinking about it from an investor or a trading standpoint, how does getting a deals with like a Walmart and a Tyson impact me?
um, it should impact it quite a bit. But like I said, I think there was an active movement to keep this token down, and we'll go over that a little bit more when we talk about some of these currency.
But like,
Uh,
what's the mechanism by which? Like, is it like if there's more transactions that are done on that project, then the price of the token increases, or how exactly does that work?
well, there is that. Um, but I like I said, I really think that there was a push to keep this down because with all of those different projects they had going on, you would think that um, it would be worth more than this, but also a lot more people have flowed into crypto the last like year and a half, right? So there's also that.
Yep.
Oops. So that may be a factor as well. So yeah, they have all these different deals going on, and they have another crypto that's built on top of it that has this tag trace trust technology. So yeah, just to sum it up, they have big deals. I definitely see them like not financial advice, but I definitely see them heading towards a dollar with all the stuff they have going on and the
Okay.
importance of supply chain to what's going on with everything in the future. So they're on a pullback right now. Generally, that's kind of what happens. Just like in stocks, it'll surge up to a point, pull back, surge up to a point, pull back, surge up to a point, it pulled back, surge and pull back. So once it finds this support, it's probably going to go on another leg. Yeah, so that's Vechain.
And we have an interesting comment from the chat. Kushal is saying, he's saying Sam's China, Walmart China, Tyson China, isn't the world trying to get out of China's supply chain? That can't be a good thing for Vechain.
But see, that's the thing. They're a Chinese company. So so them getting all of this China stuff means that they're, and other people have said it before, they're highly integrated with the whole government of China. So that only bodes really well for them. Like it'd be like you know how Boeing and a lot of the banks are kind of tightly integrated with the United States government. It just bodes well for them. Like they're sort of like unfailable in that case.
Okay. All right.
Just like
Okay.
Neo as well.
Yeah, I get it. All right. So it's sort of a China bet too then, which quite honestly I think is a good bet. I recently loaded up on some of the Chinese equity ETFs, specifically ticker FXI. But all right, okay, it's interesting.
Okay. And especially with this deal with Salesforce, that shows that they're kind of getting their feet wet in a US way too. So that's very,
And that's a
very intriguing.
Salesforce US, like the main Salesforce operation. That's not like a Salesforce China entity or something along those lines.
It may start it with a Salesforce China entity. Let's click on the link and see. Pleased to have worked with Daniel Norti, director of. So it seems like it's probably somewhere in like Switzerland or Sweden or something. Director of strategy and architecture at Salesforce. Is chosen Vechain as the blockchain of choice and sample enterprise adoption case, and successfully connected Vechain toolchain with Salesforce. And I guess if we go into the Medium article, okay, so it doesn't really say where they're going to use it at. Okay, sample case involved a fictional electronic bike leasing ecosystem where a leasing company would lease e-bikes for food delivery. Riders will have a commitment to perform, yada 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 yada.
Yep. Okay.
All that good stuff with supply chain.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Okay, so I just wanted to update you guys on that since we did some great stuff with that. Shout out Aaron Ree. But now let's get into money transaction cryptos. So most of the time we think about cryptos is like replacing currency, and yes, that's a possibility. But the way now we should see, or that we should see, Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum are like huge stores of wealth, like a house or something like that, something that might possibly appreciate that you'll never really use as currency, but you may use to take a loan against, like your house, for instance. So these cryptos that I'm going to talk about here are trying to streamline the whole process of clearing. And the whole thing of clearing, we kind of came up to with the whole Robinhood issue, right? Robinhood didn't have enough money to clear, so they shut down GameStop trading, supposedly. So, and we go through this process. If you like open a stock account, it takes X amount of time for your money to clear with the stockbroker. If you deposit money, ECH funds into a stock account, it takes X amount of time for your funds to clear so you can trade something that's not secure, like a option or whatever. So that process just takes too long, up to 2 weeks. And then when you think about it, your bank has to clear, and whoever else's bank that you're working with, they have to clear on their side too. So we really want to kind of just get rid of this whole process. And during that whole time, there can be surcharges and stuff like that. So we really want to take crypto to it and just limit the processing time and just make it a more instantaneous transaction. So some of the problems that you encounter are if you're going between countries, there may be a money conversion type deal to deal with. So crypto would just solve all of this stuff. So the ones that we're going to be looking at are AMP, Telcoin, Silo, Nano, and Litecoin. And all this came out of Aaron Bree. He said, "Hey, my friends told me about Nano. Can you take a look at it?" So I looked at Nano and I started looking at everything around it. Now, AMP, very interesting. I think like our first or second show, we mentioned AMP. And if we were to step out of here and go to the chart, it's AMP that's beeping on us.
And Happy in the chat is saying it is in fact Doge Day. We do have to be aware of that. So we'll make sure we get to Doge at some point today. But all
Okay,
right, so I mean this AMP chart is explosive. All these
yes.
charts that you look at are explosive.
So if we take it back, like the first or second show was somewhere around here. So AMP was basically like chilling at 2 cents, and it's gone all the way up to 5. So we 100x that too. You know, that's just what we do around here. So AMP, taking a deeper dive into, okay, what is it actually? It's a digital. Let's actually first, instead of reading all that language, let's bring up the AMP token website, which I have here, and the Flexa network website. So AMP's a token built on the Flexa network. The easiest way to say that would be like, what's a token built on a network that you guys will recognize? So Rarible. Rarible has a token that they can sell and that you can buy artwork with on within NFTs, and that's built on the Ethereum network. So stuff like that. So AMP is a token built on the Flexa network, and okay. So Flexa is the first network to offer transactions that are 100% digitally secured from source to settlement. And it's fraud proof. Now, that's one of the things that really can happen with the clearing process, right? And that's part of the reason why they take so long. They want to say, okay, you could initiate something, then decide to pull the money out of your bank, and your bank's just left holding the bill, right? So Flexa is basically saying, hey, we stop all of that. Global, Flexa, you'll start accepting payments from customers around the world with 0 foreign exchange fees. Private, enable Flexa once and start accepting payments from customers around the world with 0 exchange fees. It's open source, touch free. And if we go into AMP, they just say some of the same things. But basically, here, we go into the notes. So it eliminates unexpected reversals. This is the one that was very important. asset agnostic. AMP's feature set is universally compatible with any form of value transfer, digital or physical, and therefore can be used to facilitate instant, irreversible transactions of any kind of asset. So, what does that mean? So that means if we go back to Flexa here, and it's not a lot to digest. It's just a lot of different moving parts. Where okay, so what does that mean? So there are different versions of dollars, and basically there's the USD, which is kind of basically supposed to be a US dollar. Gemini, which is run by the Winklevoss twins, which run this whole network, they have their own dollar, which is the Gemini dollar. So what this basically boils down to is that you can take any type of token, boil it down to an amp, and then you're asset agnostic or fiat as not agnostic. Doesn't matter if it's a Canadian dollar, if it's Litecoin, if it's Bitcoin, if it's Ether, if it's Tezos, it doesn't matter. We just translate it, it's on the blockchain, and it happens instantly and it's immutable because it's on the blockchain, which means it's not corruptible. And it boils down to a fiat. We make the transaction, everybody goes along their way. And it's not something that takes 2 weeks, it's something that takes like an hour, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Does anyone have any questions on that?
No questions on my end. It's
Okay.
interesting.
So basically, what it is AMP's setting up a whole thing where you can be asset agnostic and you can have all these different, you can make these payments with a digital wallet and have no fraud happen. So another reason I'm so big and high into AMP is that AMP is run by the Winklevoss twins. If you guys don't know who they are, they're basically the guys who came up with Facebook, or allegedly, and they sued Zuckerberg for it, and he just gave him a check. So, so they were really early adopters of Bitcoin. So naturally, they're billionaires at this point. So they've put so much into crypto. So they're the owners of the Gemini exchange. The Gemini exchange is a really good app. Think like Voyager, right? But they also own this whole AMP Flexa network process. That whole crypto network, they own it. And the reason why it's really important is they got this whole network to be accepted by New York. If you look at a lot of crypto exchanges, like New York does not take them. They don't take them at all. So the fact that they've made headway in New York, or maybe greased some palms and got that through, it leads me to believe, not a financial advice, but it leads me to believe if you want to try to use a fiat and have it work in America, you're going to have to come through AMP and the Flexa token or the Flexa network. So you're going to have your wallet have one of the tokens that the Flexa network accepts, and Flexa will boil that down to an AMP or do whatever it needs to do to have a transaction happen. So remember that as we go on to these other coins. So the next guy I'm pretty high on. And AMP, I think the only place you can buy AMP right now is on the Gemini exchange. So they have a phone app, they have a web app. So you can find them and buy AMP if you want. And like we saw, it just blew up last week. It was just chilling at like 2 cents forever and blew up all the way to 6. And it's on this little pullback right now. It'll find a support and probably keep going. Now, the next guy we're looking at is Silo. Shout out to my guy, Underdog Crypto. He brought this one to my attention. Find him on YouTube somewhere. Silo was very, very interesting to me because basically they're a digital wallet. And if we bring up their website, it'll make it even more clear. They want to be like a digital wallet and like a private messenger all wrapped into one. Come on. Nah, we don't need the newsroom as of yet. Yeah. Okay, this is not the. This is Silo, but this isn't the site that shows all their little nice things that boils everything down to one. So let me see if I can find that. Nope, that's not it either. Maybe here. Oh man, now I'm not gonna be able to find that. That's gonna be upsetting for me. So basically, they want to just boil. They want to do. Wait, okay, maybe this was it. No, that's not it. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to find it now. So they want to basically be like a digital wallet and like an instant messaging thing. Reason that's important is with a lot of these instant messengers, like so say like Google Chat and whatnot, they have our data. So they are making copies and they have certain rights over the chats and the information that we're writing on these chats. So if you use something like Silo, it's decentralized. No one can access that stuff. And at the same time, if you want to just send like, okay, I want to just send some money to my friend, boom, I can just do it. And we have that through the chat. One of the reasons that I'm really interested in Silo is that they're going to have staking coming up. And you guys remember what I was telling you about staking? Staking's like having a dividend stock, but it pays out every day. So their staking is coming up very, very soon. And that's why I think they are a really good choice. And let's just take a look at them. They also recently ran up and pulled back. So let's go a day. That'll make it more clear. Okay, so since March, boom, right? And I guess you could kind of call this a double top. So some point it's going to bounce off this little support here and keep heading up. And that point will probably be when they actually officially launch staking. So if you guys are ever interested in cryptocurrency, one of the really biggest catalysts for them is if they offer staking. So that's gonna just make them shoot up. And the reason that is people want passive income. If they have a crypto that can give them passive income, where they can just stake, it's awesome. And staking just helps the coin too, because then that means all of these assets are locked up, so they're diamond hands there. It's incentivizing you to be a diamond hands person. So
Okay.
so that's
Everybody likes the diamond hands now.
exactly. So you're being a diamond hands person and you're getting paid for it. Like essentially, this is what banks were supposed to be, or were back in the day when they actually gave us interest for the money that they held for us. But So that's Silo. Also Silo. One important thing that I forgot to mention, they have a deal with Coke already in place. Let me see. I know I put a link to that. Okay, Coca-Cola distributor offers Bitcoin payment options for all C vending machines. So their wallet also allows you to have Bitcoin on it and Tesos. And the reason that's important is, remember I was saying that if you want to really kind of communicate in America, my theory, if you want to like have asset free stuff in America, you're probably going to have to go through AMP and a Flexo network. What do they accept as currencies? Bitcoin and Tezos. So you wouldn't even need to use Silo token, but their wallet would work because you do have one of their supported cryptocurrencies. And later on, you could choose to be one of their supported digital tokens, if you will. So that's why that's important. But it's cool that they're already being used here in Coca-Cola Australia to pay for Cokes. So New Zealand-based CenterPay and Silo Smart Wallet.
Okay. So we need to get all this news on Benzinga, so we don't have to go on our show
I
and
know,
then have a coin
man.
desk.
We so do.
I
Oh my
know,
god,
I
I made
know.
my life complete.
But maybe you
And
should just run that for us. The NFT article you wrote was good. We need to get it up. It was good.
oh, thanks.
Yep.
So here's the roadmap. That was one of the other things that I wanted to have for you guys. So 03 2019 Silo Smart Wallet. If we go down here, Silo listed on KuCoin, so you can buy it there. 20 or 2K users on the wallet. They're listed on Gate.io. They have a customized web browser. Now that I couldn't find as much information on, but I believed with this web browser, that means that you're not having your data tracked if you're using this web browser. So that could be very, very appealing. Whereas, we go on Google, we go on Facebook, all our data is being tracked to some extent, and we don't have control over our own data. So in this instance, it's putting the control of your data back in your hands. So here's that they integrated Tezos. You can buy crypto on there. You can buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Tezos. And you can stake Tezos on that wallet. And you can track your crypto on the wallet. So it's kind of trying to become like a fintech wallet, as well as a like a texting wallet. They added NFT support. Now here are two very, very big catalysts, and to just kind of generalize these catalysts, these are important catalysts for any crypto. All right, so Silo burn mechanic launched. Launching a burn mechanic means they're going to put in place a way to get their crypto, like to lower their float. Lowered float means less tokens access. And as demand increases and as tokens go down, that raises the price. Luke could probably say that in a better way. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
So it's just like as it would be like a stock company coming out and saying, "Hey, we retired," which this happens a lot in the OTC world because they have huge floats. Like we retired 1 billion tokens. We retired 1 billion stocks. Now our float sits at this amount. So that makes it more intriguing because it's like, okay, now if demand increases, there's less
I get
shares
it.
in the float, hence the price will go up quicker.
I get it. It's like the earnings stays the same, but the EPS goes up as there's fewer shares. That's our
Exactly.
stock market analogy.
Exactly. Now,
And I'm gonna make the ask, guys. Sorry, Ruel. I'm gonna cut you off. I haven't asked enough times. Hit that like button, share this stream, and drop in what exactly it is you guys are looking at.
so
We've
Silo.
got some time left with us today.
Okay, perfect. So Silo uses to use proceeds from running other blockchain nodes to purchase and burn Silo tokens. Now, the reason this is important, we gotta do proof of stake and proof of mining or proof of work technology. So the way Bitcoin kind of limits what their float is that they have a fixed float, and every like 4 years they halve the amount of tokens that can be mined. So they just recently had a halving in May 2020, and only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be mined. And the reason that's really getting important, and the reason why, no matter how much they have these scary articles about Bitcoin, Tesla, MicroStrategy, MasterCard, all these companies are putting Bitcoin in their ledger as an asset.
All right, wait,
So that's just
Ruel.
so yeah.
We have an announcement coming up tomorrow along these lines.
Oh yeah. All right, awesome. See, we got to get some
There's a tease tomorrow.
we
I think maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock,
that's a
somewhere
weird
around
piece.
there.
Huh?
Yep. So somewhere around there. Everybody's watching the Ruel Report. First ones to hear. But Benzinga we did add last week crypto to the corporate treasury as an asset. Official press release is coming out, I believe, at 9 a.m. tomorrow. The announcement, we're getting in on the bandwagon. You heard it here first. Anybody who isn't watching and hanging out doesn't know. Please don't tweet that out and share that. I might get in trouble for sneaking the news, but when Ruel gives me a layup, I have to take it.
Love it. So that might make us really nice if we go public. So
Exactly.
anyways, let me just so then that just makes Bitcoin a more precious asset if people are holding it on their books, and the fact that there only be 21 million of them minted ever. So that's why people are using Bitcoin as an asset, like a house, instead of a currency that you're gonna pay with. Because if you pay for Bitcoin right now, just like others did when it was like $2 worth $2, if you're paying for Bitcoin right now, with it being worth like 55K, at some point it's going to be worth 1 million. You know what I mean? So you're paying and losing out on its future growth.
Yeah.
So
And so let
that's
me ask you
how.
this. In terms of your
Sure.
crypto portfolio weighting, is Bitcoin the highest weight in that portfolio?
No, not for mine.
What is it?
The highest weight in my portfolio right now is it's
For me, it's
probably Vera.
Bitcoin and ETH. Bitcoin and ETH are like 90% of mine.
But see, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do growth, and I'm trying to do passive income.
Okay, yeah.
So they're not even like in my portfolio. Even though there are other ways to do that, if Bitcoin and Ethereum are in your portfolio,
Yep.
certain wallets will give you interest for those. So that's another way to go about that. But for me personally, I'm trying to get way more growth.
Okay. All right. There's
So
nothing wrong. See, but yeah, you just know the market so much better than me. Can we grab a couple out of the chat?
sure.
They weren't on the docket to talk about. But we have a question about XLM. I don't know what that is, but maybe you know, and if not,
That's
maybe you can
Stella,
search it.
isn't it? Stellar?
I don't know.
You know what? I will do research on that.
Okay, so
And I will come back next
and then the
next
other one is Origin Protocol.
Okay, I'll do research on those two. I'll write those down and I'll have those for the next show. So yeah, this is the stuff we need, guys. I love it. So
And then I teased the people. Said, Ruel, what's the biggest holding in your crypto portfolio? Say it one more time. It looks like I still missed it.
veracity. And we talked about it a little bit last week. They have the proof of work or the proof of view patent, which conceivably could just end YouTube bots. YouTube bots make it harder for YouTube people and for YouTube because a lot of views are fake. Now, if you
Okay.
use their
And what's the
patent,
symbol for this one so I can drop it in the chat?
it's VRA, Victor
And
Romeo Alpha.
all right, I put that in the chat, guys. Again, smash that like button, share the stream. And one more to add to your write down list. Happy Muhammad in the chat's asking for DGB.
Okay. So I'll have to look those guys up. But
Oh
Vera,
my
the
god,
reason
and
why.
cat. All right, now they're just flying. All right, you're gonna run out of paper soon.
So I'll go back over the video and I'll write all these down and I'll have them as many as I can for next week. And anything I don't cover next week, we'll cover the week after that.
But we're gonna try to do them next week. So
Yep.
subscribe to this channel. It'll be same place, same time next Monday.
Or maybe we might have to do another day in the week if that's possible.
That's fine. You got plans next Monday?
No. I mean, like instead of 1 day a week, 2 days a week.
Boom.
But
You
I'd
say
have
the word and I'll be there.
Sweet. I'd have to talk to my boss here.
Yeah, you got to convince the wife.
I got to talk to the wife.
And Spencer Israel. He's definitely grumpier than your wife, and I've never met your wife.
Oh god, I love it how you two like play around in beef. It's awesome. But so we got Bitcoin, and that's proof of work. So with proof of work, you're gonna mine and you're gonna limit your supply to only that. Now, reason why people are moving away from proof of work is because of the carbon imprint that it makes. It's very costly energy wise to mine a coin. So what they're doing instead of proof of work or proof of mining, they're doing staking. Now, when you do staking, you basically hodl assets and you pay people for like holding their assets. So essentially, it's creating, you're building up a pile of money and you're paying people for holding those assets.
Okay.
And generally, what you want to do when you're doing that is to figure out a mechanic to burn those tokens, because you're constantly putting out tokens. Now you want to do something to burn them so that you don't put out so many tokens that you lower the price of your token. So that's proof of work and proof of stake, kind of like off the cuff explained. So it's very, very important that they're implementing this proof of this burn mechanic. So they're implementing that mechanic first, and then they're going to do in-wallet silo staking. So they're going to stake silo. And then they say also a new exchange listing for silo token, and it's already confirmed. So they have really big catalysts coming up, and they've even also already announced that. Okay, so they already announced somewhere. I could go find it, but just take my word for it. They've already announced that they're working with Moonstake to stake Silo. So that staking could come like at any point in time now. So all these big catalysts, I'm really high on these guys. I would definitely suggest going out to get them if it's not financial advice, but I really think they have a bright future. And they're already working with Coca-Cola Aussie, so they actively have stuff going on. So
Yep. And anything that actively has stuff. And then how big is the Twitter community? I don't know if you gave us that stat yet.
no, I didn't.
That's my and for anybody out there who doesn't know the space super well, like myself, one of the tricks that Ruel taught me to get a sense as to how big and legitimate a project is to look at how many followers the project has on Twitter as like a really quick gut check, right? You're not going deep. It's not like giving
Right.
you any real insight, but if you want a quick gut check, you're like, okay, why does this thing have a 900% APY on Pancake Swap? And you see 3 followers in the Twitter project,
Right.
it might explain it. So
Right.
18,000 is eight. I mean, what doesn't seem like
That's
a
that's
great
pretty.
number.
That's pretty. It's small, but it's big-ish. Like it lets you know that they have a movement going, and I think they recently just hit 18. So and yeah, here's that information about partnering with Moonstake to bring staking to the Silo smart wallet. So and that was April 8th. So at any point in time, they can have that happen.
Okay.
Uh, Interestingly enough, that other one that I told you guys about, Vera, you can already stake them, and that's part of the reason why they're the biggest holding in my wallet. It's because I'm getting passive income with them every day by doing nothing, but just having them staked. So
Okay.
so yeah, so that's Silo, and that's the reason why I'm high on them, and they have the upcoming catalyst of introducing the burning, introducing the staking, and they have a listing coming up. I'm high on AMP because they're run by the Winklevoss twins. They're making inroads in New York, where like a lot of crypto companies can't even you can't use you can't use them in New York. Um, and they have this whole agnostic system already set up. Bodes really well for them to be the conduit in America for all these other digital wallets that are popping up. So next, Telcoin. Um, they're based in Japan, so they have their little Japanese area, and I'm not trying to say little Japanese is like a slight or anything like that, but what I think is
You
going to
better be
happen.
careful.
This is my it's not financial advice. This is my thought, my educated guess. All these different companies will have wallets in their area, and they'll be important in their area. So, so Telcoin, since they're based in Japan, they will have an area and a base in Japan. Um, Silo, we just saw they're making inroads in Australia, and they're based in New Zealand. So they'll probably have New Zealand and Australia. New Zealand and Australia, I think they're both colonized by the same people. So that makes sense that they're making inroads in Australia. So Silo might be the wallet for that area. Um, Gemini, Flexa Network in New York, they'll be like the wallet for this area. And I think if they all want to come together, they're going to need to come together and have different tokens that they can possibly use, and then they'll eventually add the native token to their wallet. So, for example, uh, AMP, they can take Tezos, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Silo has Tezos, which that was a I think that was a calculated move. They have Tezos, they stake Tezos, and you can spend Tezos. So they could be easily integrated into AMP because they have Tezos in their
Okay.
wallet. So Telcoin, based in Japan, they want to reimagine remittances, and remittances are basically like you go to Western Union and you pay a fee and you send money to somewhere, either your friend, either a bill. They want to kind of corner that market. And if we
Okay.
bring up their website, it was pretty cool. Some of the statistics they gave, um, there are 5 times as many cell phones as there are banks. So why not just have the bank on the cell phone? And I was like, oh, that's intelligent. That makes sense. So it's coming up. So that yep, here it is. Nearly 5 times as many mobile phones active than active bank accounts. So why line up with high remittance agents like Western Union when you could just be using what's already in your pocket? Makes total sense.
Yep.
So so they want to do an affordable thing instead of charging 7% average remittance places. They want to just charge 2%.
And 7% is so big.
It is right.
It's
So
massive, dude.
right. So
$1,000, it's $70.
hmm yep. So there's definitely a need there, right? We
Absolutely.
want to have more of our money, and Telcoins already. You see, they saying they work with different mobile operators in e-wallets to reach a broad base of customers with a contactless service. So that just implies what I implied earlier, right? If they work with a whole bunch of e-wallets, they can get in a whole bunch of different countries, a whole bunch of different networks, and be like payment agnostic or fiat
Yep.
agnostic.
Yep.
Um, so when I looked at them, it really intrigued me that they had Plaid, right? Plaid and Jumia as partners already. So that's pretty awesome. And if you
Plaid is
guys
such a
don't know,
powerful company.
yeah, exactly. They're a powerful company, and Jumia is basically Amazon Africa, so to speak. One of my
Yeah.
favorite stocks. I
Are you
love.
in it still?
It's still more hype than
I never actually got
muscle.
into it, so I'm just, salty.
I made some nice money off of Jumia. Um,
And all right, maybe I need to
so
get in. It's off the highs. Plaid,
so
if you guys don't know, whenever you do like, so you're on like some financial platform and it says connect your bank account, connect your brokerage account, right? You're trying to get all your accounts synced up. That's what Plaid does. Ruel, can
ex-
I give you another Benzinga secret, or did I already give you one too many?
hey, more secrets. Let's do it.
The
I'm
the the
about it.
Plaid integration is coming to Benzinga for both free and paid users. So if you're a Benzinga Pro user, every single press release, SEC filing, newswire item, analyst upgrade, downgrade, earnings report, M&A deal, whatever, you get that sent to you in real time if it's in one of your live stock portfolios. If you're a free user, you get all the full-length articles and stories that we do on benzinga.com, which is about 100 a day, emailed to you in real time when there's news.
Wow.
So you get the really big news if you're a free user. You get everything if you're a Benzinga Pro member.
So what that says to me is instead of having a bank account and like being actually like if you wanted to use Benzinga and pay for it, instead of
Mm-hmm.
having a bank account, you could use Telcoin
Mm-hmm.
through Plaid and pay with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
very easy. You wouldn't have to have a bank account or whatever, go through all of that process. You're just paying on your phone with Telcoin through Plaid,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds very easy to me.
Yep.
And then exactly, so send money globally. So that also just takes care of anything like you can be in freaking Tibet with your little Telcoin app and like get on, go to Benzinga and pay for it and not have to worry about, okay, does Plaid take my bank? I don't know. What's the conversion? How much does it actually cost? Just, you're on Telcoin, it costs like 80 Telcoins or whatever. So,
Yep.
um, so I really love that they had those type of partners. I didn't see anything about them doing staking just yet, so that knocked them below Silo to me because Silo's close to having staking. Passive income is always the game for me, so that knocked them a little bit lower to me. But having these big partners really, really says a lot. So let's go. Silo, Telcoin. Now Litecoin. So Litecoin, it's based off of Bitcoin, which means so it has all the Bitcoin stuff in it, but it's a Litecoin because it's faster transaction. But there's a whole bunch of different problems with Litecoin, and the reason why you wouldn't kind of want to use it as a currency, so to speak. Um, like Bitcoin is going to have, and I think it's also 21. It's limited to 21 million coins ever. So in that instance, you're really going to use Litecoin as a source of as an asset and not like a currency. You're really going to want to use it like Bitcoin, like a house, like something you take a loan against. You really, if you pay with Litecoin, you're probably missing out on future money because you're paying with something that's probably going to appreciate as an asset. That's why you just would not want to pay with it. So it's proof of work instead of proof of stake. So that's really probably just the reason why you're going to want to use it as an asset and not like a currency. Um, so proof of stake does give you all this passive income, even though this is proof of work and like that you can mine and get it. You can just earn interest on it. And I looked here, the Celsius wallet, which is one of the wallets that's been around for a very, very long time. They offered like I believe it was like 4%. And of course they have two pretty girls and a guy there to advertise.
I
So
met with them in their office, uh, like 5 years ago, maybe. I mean,
really,
it must have been when they were just getting going. We
so
were
see,
trying to find some way to work together, and we couldn't find it.
yeah, they've been around for a long time. And if you look at
We were
some of these,
like 100% stocks then. Now we're 90% stocks. We're like 100% stocks then, so it was tough.
yeah, so it makes sense. You guys, they wouldn't have fit for right then at all. But you can see like these interest rates are really good, and these are like the international ones. If you want just the United States ones, they're on the right. Polygon like 14%. This 14%, and they even give a better rate on Gemini Dollar than Gemini the actual app does. They give 10 basically 10% plus on Gemini Dollar. And if we break it all the way down here, we'll find Litecoin.
Litecoin is 84 million supply, by the way.
Okay, thank you. So
Don't thank me. Gotta thank Happy in the chat.
thank you,
Doing some
Happy.
research. That's what
That's
Zinger
my
Nation is
guy.
all about, baby. And in Ruell, it is officially 9 o'clock Eastern, which means I've been sitting in this chair for over 15 hours now.
Jesus.
So I'm gonna throw out the 5-minute warning, unfortunately.
Okay, cool. So Litecoin, I think it's just they have a wallet and everything, but I don't think that you would want to be the only reason that you would want to have Litecoin is just to store it as an asset. And then that brings us into Nano, the one that Aaron actually wanted to hear about. So to me, it seems like their main focus is gaming. They really need a better website because they have all this different information that it was really hard for me to find it with their website. I had to drill down so many different spaces to find the information, and it bothered me. And I do graphical user interfaces. I do that type of programming, so it particularly bothered me on that way. But I couldn't even imagine being someone that's not as like computer savvy and to try to find information on their website. I would be so frustrated. So um, the cool part about this is they've been around for a long time, and they seemed like they could be used on Unity games. and Unreal Engine games to be used as payment. They also had a really cool feature where you could put them in YouTube, like and send a Nano gift through YouTube. So if you weren't monetized like I am, hopefully we will get there. We will get there. But if you're not monetized, you could use this as a way for users to give back, and we could probably go over more of what they're about on next week. And yeah, I'll go through
All
the
right,
show.
let's do this last rapid fire. Can you just flip through the slides of everything you talked about and say whether you own it or not? I think
Sure,
that's
sure.
fun. Everybody always wants the real life. Just 10 seconds aside. Boom, 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 boom.
So really, the ones I'm really high on are AMP, Telcoin, and Silo. And if we just take a really good look at their chart, and by the way, Nano did 2x, or no, it didn't. My bad. I was thinking about something else. So the ones that I'm really high on are those three. And if we look at their charts, this is Silo. It's it has this little double top here, and I think it's going to run based off all those catalysts I told you. They're implementing burning, they're implementing staking their coin. So it'd be nice to kind of grab that coin while it's low. The more coins you have, the better you're gonna get the passive income. AMP, they've been on a run as well, and you can see I had this resistance here for like, or the support here for March. It ended up being a resistance at that time, but they broke right through all that, and they're on a little downtrend here. But given all the things that the Winklevoss twins are in with their Gemini platform, their Gemini exchange, they also own Nifty Gateway with NFTs, and it was really easy for me to sell an NFT on there and then just put money in my AMP account. It was just instant, and that's exactly what they advertised. It was so easy. It was just in my Gemini account. Boom, I can access it. The whole thing only took like 2 hours.
Okay.
As opposed to when I had it go to when I sold some artwork on there and I had it go to my bank, it took forever. It took at least like 7 to 10 days. This was 2 hours, just easy peasy. So really high on them. I think they're going to be the conduit for all digital wallets in America, not financial advice. Moving on to, what was the other one? Telcoin. So you can see they kind of went up here. They're still rising. You could kind of maybe call this a triple top. So they're down here. Yeah, you saw they're partners with Plaid, partners with Jumia Pay. They're making headway. I definitely buy some. Or I'm definitely going to buy some while it's down here. I have some right now. I'm probably just going to slowly scale my way into that because what I really want is the passive income. So I'm going to wait for them to probably offer staking, but I'm going to build up a nice little cache of that before they actually make that announcement. So yeah, those are the three that I'm big on, and I guess I'm in the most immediate future. I'm biggest on Silo because they're going to do the staking. Got to have that passive income, guys. So that's it, and we'll go over the ones that you guys wanted to go over next week,
Boom.
and maybe
Or
I'll
maybe
talk to the wife.
even twice a week.
Maybe even twice a week. If that's something you guys want to see, throw like a 1 in the chat, and I'll have some. I'll have something to barter and bargain with right there.
Perfect. Cool.
Oh, and also throw which day would be the best for you guys. I was thinking maybe like a Friday or a Saturday because we got the beginning of the week with Monday. Maybe we just end the week. You know, so it's like you got both both bookends. But please throw a date that you guys would like, a date that you guys would like in the chat, and yeah, I'll debate that with Spencer and the wife, I guess.
Perfect. All right, peace out, guys. And Ruel, plug the YouTube channel, and I'm gonna drop my Twitter in the chat.
I
Follow
swear to God, I
along.
always
Say
forget
hi.
about it. Please, if you like what you see, we got more content on Black Rue Investing. I go over crypto plays. I have another video on Vechain on there that goes a little bit deeper on Vechain. I also have a video on like a couple other cryptos that we brought up last week, Vidi, and the one that's the biggest in my holding, Veracity. And there's some stuff on there that you would definitely like to see if you really want to invest in it. It'll make doing your DD easier. So yeah, just Google my name, Ruell Black, or just put that into YouTube or Black Rue Investing, and I'm sure my videos will pop up. Yeah, please come on over there. We're at like 210, 11 strong. Gotta thank you guys so much for the support. So many people, like right after the show, I get like 10 subscriptions. Appreciate the love, and I appreciate the support so much. You don't even know.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what Zinger Nation is all about.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, peace out, guys.
Peace.